microphone. I don't know. All right, we're rolling. Good morning. Actually, it's not morning. It's what time is it? 6:46 p.m. Thursday, March 31st. I just took a history test. I wasn't even supposed to take. So, in keeping with the system that I've put in place last Sunday, I have decided to become a Bill Wirtz copycat personality, except lacking the actual effort that Bill puts into his videos, because I can't seem to put effort into anything, as it seems. But I didn't want to start it on that note, really. I started it by saying good morning, which distresses me, because I also started the last video with good morning. And it distresses me because good morning was my catchphrase for the original experiment. This is a weird looking earring. Anyway, I don't want this video to be 50 minutes long, like the last one. And so, hey, you can tell it's spring because the mosquitoes are back. Dang it. So, if I can ever get to actually talking about what I wanted to talk about, I briefly mentioned that I've had a past before the experiment. I've had a past with these sort of amateur found footage vlog series. This is actually found footage, because I'm like, oh, what's that in the woods? It's a spooky thing or whatever. Like, actually? What's going on? I'm gonna pause it real quick and I'm gonna come back. I'm back. It was nothing. It was literally just the sound of a car on the road far off. I actually thought someone was driving up here, which would be terrible if they walked up and saw me like this. What I'm trying to say, I've had a history with trying to take nonsense videos, like I don't know, just walking around. If you look at there are some videos in my channel. Notably, the only one I can think of right now is 12:06 a.m. on Christmas Day. That's basically what the kind of videos that I am talking about within the experiment, and basic videos within the experiment, and the videos that I originally had made with my little camera, little gray one. Actually, I'm gonna leave the camera again and I'm gonna go get that one. I got it. It's this one. It's a Canon PowerShot A1300 HD. Wow, camera nerds are like, bro, what a crappy camera. But then again, I'm using literally my phone to film this, so. And it's probably going to be, if this is too long, then it's probably going to be in like 240p. So I'm not complaining. Yes, it does not work. The lens is stuck open. Do not ask me. Don't ask me. I have no idea. I did break it, or I did throw this. Excuse you. I did throw this. See? This is the first, this was the first video. Or no, the second video on my channel. It was me going up to my cat, and then right as I touched my cat to pet it, that happened. And then I I'm used to that happening. But like, in the thing, I ran off and, pretending like, oh, why are there gunshots? So, this is weird. Are you serious? Okay. Have you killed it yet? Anyway, I swear to God, this thing does not work. But I used it for my very first found footage-esque thing. Obviously, my family has used this like tons of times like before, because it's like 20 years old, I think. So yeah, I mean, probably some of my baby pictures were taken on this thing. Yeah. I think it was December, or maybe it was either December of 2019 or January of 2020 that I don't remember the first, actually, it may not have been the first video, but the first one that I can remember was taken around that time. Walking in those woods. But that is not the direction that the gunshots came in. The direction of the gunshots is that way. But that's also woods, because I live in the middle of nowhere. So, also, I just realized, see her? She's sleeping. She probably hates me. So, I lost track of what I was saying. I was walking in those woods, because there's like a kind of just like a trail that goes. I actually think I did. Yeah, I did. I totally did. I did totally like run through that forest in a video that at the time of making this video I haven't posted yet or edited into anything, but it's dark in that video anyway, so you probably couldn't even tell that it was a thing. Anyway, walk through that, just like no voice, just looking around, like just trees. I'm walking down a trail, going into the creek, going down into the creek, seeing the water, and then for some reason, all of a sudden I just like turned the camera around because like spooky noise, which there actually wasn't a noise. I just like, oh, I'm gonna add one in later. At this point, I had no idea how to edit videos. I still don't really, other than just like basic stuff. Like, oh, that runaway, the end of video. I did that a couple more times. I went to the other, there's a creek like right down there, and like the ground just kind of like slopes off down in there. There's a creek, it goes back up. I went to the edge of our property. I may have crossed the line, but then again, I was literally like not doing anything, so walk around. I see like a fuse box or something. I'm like, oh, what is that? Mysterious. I don't get too close to it, because if I get too close to it, that would make them see that it is a fuse box and not something mysterious. And so, keep walking through the woods. Winter, definitely. So like, you can actually like see things, and there's no like actual like bugs, which is like, winter is the only time I would like to be walking through the woods. Unfortunately, I did a lot of walking through the woods in the summer during the experiment, which I might talk about later. I might not. I probably will, because I want to be as thorough as possible for some reason. Yeah, that was the first like couple videos. Then I took one at night. I'm pretty sure this was in February or late January. I can't remember. I just know that this was in early 2020. It was out at night, like basically almost night, like dusk. Like if I took a video, like you could only see if I aimed it like at where the sun had just set, and then there was like it was like purple, and then you'd see like the black outline of a tree. and I'd walk around in the field by my house like that. And that would be, spooky if I ever like got it, like if I ever like uploaded it or what. More just videos like that. I think I took a couple of those. I did another one in the same like field area where it was actually completely dark, and I had a flashlight, because like shining a completely dark, but like shining a flashlight while you're walking through the woods is like, totally cool and not overused in the found footage genre. But yeah, I that was a new experience for me at that point, because I'm like, oh, this is cool. I could actually make something out of this, not having to do very much editing. I was in a principles of audiovisual class at my school at that point, and I was excited to learn how to edit videos. Unfortunately, all we did in that class was do like career planning and coding and some other stuff that, like, we had like a week in Adobe Premiere Pro, or it might not have even been Pro, it might have just been Adobe Premiere, I can't remember. We had a week where the teacher basically just threw us onto it and said, do whatever you want. She didn't tell us what to do, so I just kind of was overwhelmed. And yeah, my audiovisual career ended there, pretty much. Like, the chances of me making anything great after that point were low, and looks like they were right. Where am I going? I'm going nowhere. I'm sitting down. Aren't you glad I'm just not like walking around? This video is 8 minutes long, so that means the total video is like 11 minutes or something. I can't remember. What am I gonna say? Yeah, and then I took pictures, because I have a youth group at the church, and it's the same youth group that I still go to, because I don't know. Took a picture of some of the kids in there, took a picture of the room itself. Blurry, terrible pictures, but that was kind of the point, because because I wanted them to, I talked about it. It's like the found footage part where you're going through the camera and it's all these normal photos, like before the big weird thing happens. It's just a bunch of like normal, the exposition. I really hope that's the word. Exposition, right? Exposition, right? I didn't even look it up after I made that first video. Anyway, I also took, I went out, there's this little tiny area outside where I go on the outskirts of the tree line, basically where I was walking in that original video, and then take, intentionally blurry pictures of, the lights, because at that point it would be nighttime, and, pictures through the trees, just, kind of eerie stuff, if you didn't get the content, if you, were just shown that picture in a police document or what, and that's what I was going for, something. Go into the church, go into the bathroom, turn off the lights, and take a selfie of me with my hood up, except I'm wearing my jacket backwards, and I put the hood over my face, so it literally just looks like someone standing facing away from the camera wearing a hood. I don't know why I did that, but I took a picture of that with a flash on in the church bathroom, in the mirror, and I thought it was creepy. So that happened, and then I went into the children's room, which has a big mural on the wall, just like a bunch of colors painted on the wall. The foyer light was still on, and I took a picture of a girl, that was backlit by the lights in the foyer in the dark children's room with the you could vaguely see the mural, and backlit small child facing the viewer in a dark room. That's creepy, right? And not overused. I thought that was cool. And just videos like that. Another one, I'm pretty sure there were more things too that I can't remember because it's been 2 years. 2 years. God. But one of them, back there, the trees aren't there anymore, but there was a small tree by the shed. Right. Right there. So, like, the area behind the shed with the trees. My face is close to the camera and I don't like it. Okay. There was this little tree, and there was a ladder leaning up against one of the trees that was still here, and I propped this camera up, like, I put like a stick behind it to make sure it wouldn't fall this way, and something in front of it to make sure it wouldn't fall that way. I couldn't just use tape. Probably, I don't know. I don't have a tripod at that point. My mom, for some reason, has like paper mache gloves, or like hands made out of paper mache. I don't know why. I guess, she did art. So I took them, and I put them, like they were hollow, and I put them into, like, on branches of the trees, so it looked like the trees had like 2 hands. Cool. And then me, taking my shirt off, and then red marker all over my hands and my body because, it's scary. So blood and hands on tree, it's scary. And I put a timer up on the camera on the ladder and I put it on. I ran to the thing and laid down, and it was a time picture, and I had to do like several takes because it, for some reason, wasn't what I wanted. Because, it was dark by that point, so I wanted to barely be able to see like my body, and the light in there was turned on, so you could like see, like, in that little area with the tree and me laying down, you could just barely see it. I don't think it was a bad picture, but I think it was, just like cliche or whatever. A lot of that kind of stuff was what I did at that point. I know I was filming at like the skate park in town. I think it was, at this point, it was March 2020, before all of happened. And I was videoing my brother at the skate park because, again, it's like a found footage channel or series, but like only the normal videos. Like, nothing was ever going to happen other than like select pictures like the one I just described, and the picture of the girl, and the videos of me walking in the wood, but nothing like actually happens in them. They don't lead anywhere. Also, I came up with like a bunch of dates. Like, I renamed the files like dates, like January 2010 was the whole like church sequence. I made up like times even. I didn't put the times into the camera like I'm doing with the one now, but something happened. I guess my brother didn't want him to be filmed, and my parents didn't want me to film either because it was weird that I was always filming, which is hilarious considering how little amount of filming I did then compared to how much I did last year. So I got mad that literally everyone told me to stop filming them, that I threw this camera off of the skate park and into the grass next to it. And, after that, I wasn't allowed to use this anymore. But it didn't break. See, it's broken now, but that's not what broke it. It still worked. Like, I snuck downstairs and grabbed and like took this because they didn't want me to find it, but I knew where it was. But I took it and I turned it on and I watched the videos, and I'm like, okay. So it still worked, when I threw it. Maybe it broke later because of it, but I don't know. What I do know is I don't have the SD card from this. I don't know. Someone took it out, and I guess, erased everything on it, because I've looked through every single SD card I could find in the past year at my house and other places that I've been, and none of them have those pictures in it. And the only place that has the original pictures, because, after you put the SD card in, this thing had a very small storage, right? It could only take about like 25 minutes of stuff. So, yeah. But like I said, I was in an AV class, Principles of Audiovisuals class. I put all of the videos and pictures onto that computer, because at that point I didn't have the computer which I now use, the PC of some sort. I only had at this house the desktop computer, the laptop that is 10 years old, and still works. Surprisingly, it actually is not terrible, unless you actually are a diehard PC gamer, in which you're probably going to be like, oh, it's horrible. I'm leaning my phone up against a overturned gas can. I don't know if, I don't even know if there's gas still in it. Probably not, but probably I don't care, really, because I'm not going to pour gas on my phone like I did that fire in that one video for the experiment, so but I put all of the videos onto all of the pictures and videos, renamed with the dates that it was supposed to happen. Most of them were early 2000, 10. I think a couple of the pictures were named 1993, except just random dates that really didn't have anything to do, unless if they were taken all in the same night or whatever. They didn't really have a story to them. I honestly didn't think I was gonna ever make one, but I know that the only video I ever attempted to edit, because I put them all in my AV computer at my school, and the only thing I tried to do with the very first video of me walking around in the woods in here was add the VHS camera timestamp thing, where it says the date and time. I could only find the most generic one that I couldn't even figure out how to edit the date on it. I probably still can't. I still don't know how, because I haven't done any of that. I basically just taught myself the entire time. Hashtag winging it, am I right? So yeah, that's as far as I got until, you know what happened, where I wasn't allowed back at school until this year, because I was forcibly dragged out of school kicking and screaming. So the only place those videos could be, or other than some lost SD card or somewhere, or even if the SD is still around, I'm probably not going to find it. But the only place it'll be is on my school account, which I thought was deleted when I got taken out of the system, but apparently I got re-logged in, and all my stuff from 2 years ago is still there, which hurts to watch, because I know I made it with friends that don't talk to me now. But the only place I could find those videos is on my school account, on specifically the computer that I put them on, which I don't even know if those computers are even in the same room, let alone in the same position as they were. So that stuff is gone. Everything that the original, whatever I was doing is gone. I know the only person that cares about it is me. And if my cousin says that they do care about it, they're lying. I know you're lying. My cat has I don't think my cat wants to hear me talk because sucks to be her, I guess. So yeah, I stopped using this because shortly after it broke. I don't think it was because of me, but it might have been. But I mean, it was pretty cruddy anyway. So, what else am I going to talk about? I talked about my origin story with this. I guess I'll just like kind of do like a quick recap. I don't want this to be too long. Of the original experiment videos that I did. You know, I already said. Well, later in 2020, in about like August. Yeah, I'd say August. Or actually, yeah, in August, we started a homeschool program for photography, which I briefly mentioned in the other video. That I didn't want to do it, but we got a camera from people that we knew. It's actually the camera that I'm using now to do fake things on. And it was good. It didn't have the best quality, you know, in terms of like pixels on the screen, but it was a step up. It was 8 steps up from this. So I couldn't complain. It actually had a better zoom, but then again, it was simple, but it was still like an actual camera. I'm not going to bring that one up, even though I know exactly where it is, because I don't want to waste any more time on this. The sun's going down, except it's not going to look very good because it's in the trees, and you know we've all seen what happened in late April of 2021. At least you're gonna. Okay, talk. I did about 3 lessons of that class. I took just random pictures of random metal thing for a tractor down the road. You know, just the whole thing was to just take a picture of something. I took a picture of a I took like multiple pictures, but the ones I sent in were like a picture of a skateboard, picture of the thing back there, and picture of my friend with her dog. Yeah, basic stuff. I wasn't planning on doing like an actual thing like I was doing with this and with the experiment with that. I was just doing that for the class because I still was interested in photography, just not, doing one of those experiments. But yeah, I did a lesson on the camera aperture, the frame rate, the shutter speed, which it was all automatic on that camera. Or at least the other one, I didn't learn how to do that. But yeah, I actually did. That one had like a changeable date, so I, being funny and not really meaning anything, I just took a bunch of pictures, added a fake date that made it seem like it was older, because, no one wants to see a picture on the internet that's dated like 2 days ago, right? So it's more fun if you make it seem like whatever happened a while ago, so you are not in control of whatever happens, because it happened in 2011, 10 years ago. So yeah, that was the point of the experiment. It wasn't. What am I gonna say? This is getting too long already. What else? Yeah, I used that camera. We went to Colorado in early September of 2020, September 3rd to September 12th. It actually snowed, and I got a lot of pictures there in Colorado at the cabin we stayed at. It was pretty fun. I'm not going to go into too much details on that trip, but hanging out with the friends in a cabin for about a week. Last time I'd gone there before then was 2013, and obviously I was not able to hold a camera. by then, so yeah. I know, I'll stop soon. Don't give me that look. Gotta get through this. Gotta get through this. Gotta get through this. Stop getting distracted by things like this. I totally could. I totally smashed it. I mean, it's not gonna work. There's no batteries in it. Like, what am I gonna do with this? No. Pour gasoline on it. What was I gonna talk about? Who am I? Went to Colorado, took a bunch of pictures there. It was pretty fun. I got to use it a lot. It snowed. Keep in mind, this is early as September, which is still technically summer, so it did snow 3 inches, the biggest snow that I've had, because here it does not snow at all. It did snow last year in February, and we lost power for several days, and it sucked. And here I am saying that I've never gotten snow here, so don't believe anything I say. Went there, it was pretty fun. A few days later, on the 18th of September 2020, which was a big day for me, because that's the day that the world was supposed to end, and it actually is. In the experiment, I referred to New Year's being September 18th. It's never explicitly stated, or it was in the videos that I posted, but the world ended in the experiment on September 18th, 2020. For some reason, that was just a random day that I picked that the world would end. And then the New Year's would be September 19th, 2010. So that's why all of my pictures were dated 2011, is because for some reason the date got switched back 10 years on September 18th of 2020. It went back 10 years to 2010. Don't ask me about that. I just threw in ideas wherever I could. There were too many new ideas that I was putting into it by the end of the experiment. Anyway, but on that day, I took a picture videos of me walking around my house, noting the exact positions of all of my furniture on that day. I think I wanted to make like a post-apocalyptic video game, like Fallout or something, except it literally was just the area in which I live, because that is, all the totally interesting. No, it's not. It's not interesting at all. And so, after that, in the fall, or maybe, yeah, in the fall, I think November, my aunt gave me a new camera, which is the one that I used for the experiment. I tried to work it, like I said, I couldn't really get it to work because it was a little too technical for me. The other one was a bit simple, even though we gave that one back to the people that we got it from, and eventually, about a month in January, they actually gave that camera back to me, as if it's a cruel joke, because they know that I got rid of the one that I had prior, the technical one that my aunt gave me. To summarize, this camera I used. This is camera 1, or camera 0. This is camera 0. I used this one in 2019 and 2020. Don't use it anymore because it's literally broken. I would throw it off the screen, but I'm not going to do that. Camera 1, the first camera I actually used properly, was the one that the other people gave me, and the one that I have now. So camera 0, 2019 to early 2020. Camera 1, about August 2020 to November of 2020. Camera 2, the one that I used for the entirety of the experiment, given to me by my aunt in November of 2020, I used until November of 2021 when the experiment was killed. So yeah, camera 1, camera 2, and then I went back to camera 1 in January of this year, and I'm still using it, although I do not, it seems like a cruel joke because, you know, I just tried to get rid of one. I just got rid of one, and you're bringing another one back. Why am I getting PTSD from this? Anyway, I am on a bench. Soon, someday, there will be a house exactly where I am sitting. Hopefully, the lines up correctly. Yeah, that is my origin story of how I got my cameras. That's all I was going to talk about, and I don't want to do it. So, yeah, let's get that POV. You're talking with an annoying person for over 30 minutes. Ooh, this is a weird shot. What am I doing? Why am I still holding the camera? Alright, do an epic outro. Come on, do an epic outro. Come on. Don't look at me like that. Come on. Come on, say something. Say something. Come on. Okay. She's mad that I woke her up multiple times. That's